Okay, before we begin, I would just like to request the students who are sitting there, can you please come and occupy the front seats? It's looking empty over here. I would like to request Aniket, just can you? Students, please come and sit here. Quickly, quickly. Come fast. Thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the third day of Vighyan Sarvatra Pujyate, organized by Goa University. At the Science Festival, we have, for those of you who are new here, we have a lecture series, we've got demonstrations, we have an expo which is also happening at the Jubilee Hall, a little further away from here, and in the afternoon session, we will be taking you all there as well. So I'm sure that with this, these lecture series, demonstrations, expo, etc., you'll get a lot of knowledge about the current trends in science and technology. As well as also, have some fun. We have a few spot prizes also that we give out to the students just to test their knowledge in science. So without further delay, I would like to begin this session by introducing the chairperson for this session, that is Dr. Rupesh Patre, who is an associate professor at the School of Chemical Sciences here at Goa University. I would like to request sir to come and take a seat on the dais. Just a brief introduction about the chairperson, that is Dr. Rupesh Patre. He is an associate professor at the School of Chemical Sciences here at Goa University. He has completed his PhD at Goa University and has vast research experience, such as some experience at secondment program at Syngenta Crop Protection at Switzerland. And he is also the recipient of several awards and a number of research articles published in peer-reviewed journals of international repute. So I would like to welcome sir for this program, and I would like to thank him for chairing this session. I would now like to request the speaker of this session, Mr. Vinay Kudalkar of NIMR unit, NIMR Goa field unit, to please take a seat on the dais. Thank you, sir. I would now like to request Dr. Rupesh to kindly introduce the speaker.
First of all, thank you for a very nice introduction. So it is my great privilege to introduce our first speaker, Vinay Kudalkar. So he did his Bachelor of Science Zoology at Parvatibai Chaugale College of Arts and Science at Madgaon. Then he moved to Pune to do a Master of Science, Environmental Science and Technology. So during this academic period, he also did some good projects like environmental impact of tourism in coastal area of South Goa. And he also did a study of etiology factors of child obesity in samples population of Goa. So he is having experience like people biodiversity register. So in the year 2017, currently he is an research assistant at ICMR, National Institute of Malaria Research Field Unit. So he is having a major area of interest like entomology, animal biotechnology. So I welcome you, sir, and you can start the session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your introduction. Good morning to all, dear students and teachers. I'm Vinay Kudalkar from National Institute of Malaria Research. Now, I'll be talking about malaria. So, do any students know what is malaria? Can anyone tell me what is malaria? Like how it is caused and all? Any from students? I need an answer from you. Can you tell me what is malaria? Like, or what is the insect that is causing malaria? Yeah, right. So malaria is a life-threatening disease which is caused by the transmission of human through the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. So when a infected female Anopheles mosquito bite you, it can cause malaria. So you can see a picture of a mosquito over here. So now what is the mosquito doing here right now? Can you tell me? We can see the picture. What is the mosquito doing? It is sucking the blood. Can you see? The mosquito's abdomen is full with blood. So it is sucking the blood. So this is the infected mosquito which is sucking the blood. So following a mosquito bite, so it has many parasites in it, which multiply in the liver cell and subsequently affect the red blood cell. So from the liver, it goes to the red blood cells. So can you tell me what is this? These are the life stages of mosquito. So the first mosquito lays eggs, which looks like this. From the eggs, it develops into larva. The larva has 4 instas. First insta, second insta, third insta, and fourth insta. And then the larva develops into pupa. And from the pupa, it develops into the adult. So all this takes place approximately 8 to 10 days, the life stages of Anopheles mosquito. So can you see any difference over here? Both look similar, right? But they have morphological different identification. So these are the both Anopheles stephensi as well as Anopheles subpictus mosquito. They both are known to be the vector of malaria. So now let's see what is the timeline of discoveries. So like in earlier times, people used to think that they used to get fever, okay? And from that fever, they used to think someone is doing black magic on us, because of that we are getting fever. So in 800 BC, our Lord Dhanvantari, who is known as the father of Ayurveda, wrote that the bites of mosquito could cause the disease. So these diseases can be transmitted through the bite of mosquito. So then in 400 BC, Hippocrates described that various malarial fever of men are intermittent malarial fever from other continuous fever. So we can say that Hippocrates was probably the first malariologist. And in his book, Hippocrates Corpus, it is mentioned that there is a relationship between stagnation of water and malaria. So the first milestone came in 1897, when Sir Ronald Ross demonstrated that oocyst in the gut of Anopheles mosquito was present, and he did this research in Secunderabad, India, proving that mosquito was a vector for malaria. And Sir Ronald Ross was the winner of Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1902. So now can you tell me what causes malaria? Do you know anything about the Plasmodium? So malaria is caused by the single-cell parasite called Plasmodium. So now let's see what is Plasmodium. Plasmodium is a parasite protozoa that causes malaria. So can you see the purple color dot over here? That is the Plasmodium. Plasmodium infect the red blood cell in the mammals, including aves, reptiles, and which occurs especially in the tropical and temperate zones. So now let's see what are the species that infect human. So the Plasmodium species which are known to infect humans are Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium novelsii. So what are the mode of transmission? The main mode of transmission is by the bite of female Anopheles mosquitoes. And the less common routes of transmission are via the infected blood transfusion, transplantation, and infected needles. So now let's talk about the stages of Plasmodium. So the life stages of Plasmodium has 3 stages: exoerythrocytic, erythrocytic, and sporogonic. The exoerythrocytic and erythrocytic stages take place in the human body, but the sporogonic stage takes place in the mosquito. So the malaria parasite life cycle involves 2 hosts. So when mosquito bites you, it releases sporozoites. The sporozoites then mature into skyzones. So these skyzones rupture and releases merozoites. So this initial replication stage which takes place in the liver is called exoerythrocytic cycle. So now this merozoite infect the red blood cell, meaning they multiply asexually. So this merozoite then develop into ring stages called tropozoite. So in the tropozoite, some of the tropozoite differentiate into gametocyte. So now we'll talk about the sporogonic cycle. So when the mosquito bites you, the Anopheles mosquito ingests the male, there is a fusion between male and the female gamete, which results in the beginning of the sporogonic cycle. So from there, zygote forms, and from the zygote, the ookinete forms. These ookinetes then invade the midgut and to develop into oocyst. So these oocysts then grow, rupture, and release sporozoites. So these sporozoites then enter to the salivary gland of the mosquito, and from the salivary gland, the female Anopheles mosquito bites you again, completing the life cycle of the malaria. So now here we can see when mosquito bites you, it releases sporozoites. The sporozoite travels the liver cells. From the liver, it enters the red blood cell. It forms a ring-like structure and forms tropozoite. This tropozoite then becomes skyzone. The skyzone then transforms into merozoite. The merozoite then differentiates into gametocytes, that is male gamete and the female gamete. And when the mosquito bites you, this male gamete fuses to form a zygote. And from zygote, ookinetes is formed. The ookinetes then later forms oocyst in the body cavity. And this oocyst then releases sporozoites. So what are the symptoms of malaria? Can you tell me the symptoms of malaria? Fever, then? See, malaria can cause flu-like symptoms like fever, headaches, chills, vomiting, body pain, and malaise. And in severe cases, people may also observe it can also affect our organs such as liver, kidney. It can affect kidney, liver also. And people who are having comorbidities like asthma, blood pressure can also have severe complications. So now let's talk about what are the relationship between temperature and malaria. So Beck-Johnson in 2013 concluded that between the temperature of 17 degrees Celsius and 33 degrees Celsius, the adult Anopheles mosquito can survive for up to 35 days. So almost like a female mosquito lives for 30 days on an average. So if they get an optimal temperature, ideal temperature, they can survive up to 30 days. 30 degrees Celsius is optimal temperature for the growth of Plasmodium parasite. And from the research, he concluded that temperature below 15 degrees Celsius will not support the growth of Plasmodium vivax. And temperature below 20 degrees Celsius will not support the growth of Plasmodium falciparum. So now let's see what is the global scenario of malaria. So according to the World Health Report 2020, there were estimated 241 million of malaria cases. And out of that, 6,27,000 deaths occurred due to malaria. So now you can see the red zones over here. Even India is coming under the red zone, which means that malaria transmission occurs throughout these red spots. And the yellow, which means that malaria transmission occurs in some parts. And the gray color which you can see are the one where malaria transmission is not very known to occur. So now what about India? What are the scenario in India? So Odisha, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal and northeastern states like Manipur, Meghalaya, they contribute most number of malaria cases in India. So according to the World Malaria Report 2019, India represents 3% of global malaria burden. So now let's talk about the diagnostic tools of malaria. So microscopy is one of the oldest and still we are using microscopy to detect malaria. Another method is rapid diagnostic test. The rapid diagnostic test is very time efficient, but it doesn't give effective result. So we sometimes prefer microscopy. Then again, there is a nucleic acid amplification test with the help of PCR. So now, how do we treat malaria? Malaria can be treated with the help of anti-malarial drugs. So now, the World Health Organization recommend artemisinin combination therapies, which are called as ACTs, to treat Plasmodium falciparum infection. And drugs which are such as chloroquine and primaquine are recommended for Plasmodium vivax malaria. So what are the ancient treatments? So Peruvian healers, they used to do mixture of this bark and kind of a jadi buti, and they used to cure with the help of this medicine. So this tree was known as fever tree. So later they came to know that this tree contains quinine in that. So quinine is considered to be a good treatment for malaria. So now let's talk about the vaccine. So out of this, we can see the highlighted one, the red one, RTS-S is only cleared the phase 3 and it has shown good results, but it is not 100% effective. And it is mostly tested in African countries and it is given to the kids of below 5 years of age. The brand name of that vaccine is Mosquito. So now, how do we prevent malaria? You must have seen bed nets at your home to prevent malaria. So we use long-lasting insecticide-impregnated nets. Again, insecticide-treated nets. So these are different from insecticide-treated nets. The first one, which are long-lasting insecticide nets, are different from insecticide-treated nets because the first one which I am talking about they last for longer time and they are more efficient than insecticide-treated nets. But still, both can be used to prevent malaria. The next one we can use is to spray, indoor residual spray. Wherever we find mosquito inside a home, we can spray it. And then again, we can use mosquito repellents. And even there are preventive drug treatments. So there is a major need for malaria vector control. So we'll discuss about the L-lines, IRS. Then we'll discuss about the larvicide, the monitoring program, and development of novel corona strategies. So for mosquito, DDT spraying is done, but DDT spraying is not. It's banned in some parts of India, but still is showing good result when it comes to vector control. Then we can do indoor residual spraying. IRS is sprayed on the walls inside the homes where mosquito to be present. So we just have to spray insecticides inside our homes. So another best method is to sleeping under L-line to prevent malaria. So what does this L-line do? It doesn't only block the entry of mosquitoes, but it also kills them. So you can see the eave tubes over here, and there are eave tubes inside their homes, so which blocks the entry of the mosquito. So now ivermectin is a potential new vector control tool to reduce malaria transmission. So the people who travel to endemic places like Africa, they take this ivermectin medicine as a preventive tool. And in Mali, they use attractive toxic sugar beds to trap the mosquito, which eventually kills them. So now let's talk about the biocontrol measures. So I've shown you in the first slide the larva of mosquito. So we can introduce these fishes in the ponds where larva breeds, and these fishes then kills the larva. Another biocontrol measure is to spraying of biolarvicide. So you can see a man spraying in a ditch. They're spraying some insecticides in the biolarvicide in the ditches. And another picture we can see, with the help of drone, they are doing the biolarviciding. So now let's talk about the milestone achieved over the years. So in 1911, Indian Research Fund Association, now known as ICMR, was established. This was before the independence of India. In 1927, the Central Malaria Organization, known as the Malaria Survey, was formed. And in 1947, the National Program for the Control of Filariasis with the Malaria Institute was initiated. In 1964, the DOTS, which are known as Directly Observed Treatment Short Course, was introduced, which helped in the treatment of tuberculosis. In 1977, the Malaria Research Center was established, now known as SMR-NIMR, National Institute of Malaria Research, which is in Dwarka, Delhi. So in 1986, they demonstrated the bioenvironmental control measures of malaria, how to control the malarial vector. In 2013, the indigenous vaccine called as GenVac for Japanese encephalitis was launched. And in 2019, they launched Malaria Elimination Research Alliance program called MERA India to fast track the malaria elimination. So their main aim of this research is to eradicate malaria in India by 2030. Okay. Thank you. Any questions you are having? Any questions? Do you have any questions, students or teachers? Yeah. These are the pesticides which we spray in our home. These are harmful, but it depends on the exposure time. If we expose a lot over a time, it has harmful effects on our human body. Even they are carcinogenic to human health. But still, it has good results when it comes to vector control. So it is not always advisable to spray it in our homes. We can still use repellents in our homes, and even coils or meds to prevent from malarial infection.
Anybody else? I can ask you one question, sir.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
So you have shown about the global picture, so how
Yeah.
Malaria is infected in different countries. So when I look at the Asia, so India is infection is more, but compared to China, it is not known that much, but infection is there.
Infection is there.
So what China does that India is not doing?
They have implemented a lot of bio and larvicidal strategies, and they have taken under control malaria. It is not, we can't say there is no malaria in China, but still they have taken good initiative, better than India, to control all this malaria transmission.
Okay. The second question is slightly based on the cure or a prevention that you have shown. the net which you said,
Yeah.
so it is not allowing the mosquito to enter.
Yeah.
But you also said that it kills
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it touch.
So
What
this
chemistry involves
yeah,
in
okay,
that?
okay. So these nets are usually treated with some insecticides which blocks the entry and kills them. So when mosquito sits like comes in contact with that net, it tries to suck which is there on the net, and with the help of that chemical, it eventually dies.
Okay, so do we know what is that chemical?
I don't know the chemical what is there inside the net.
Okay, very general question. See,
Okay.
when we were a child, that time there are many mosquitoes that bites us,
Yeah.
but we could not find out which is the malaria mosquito.
Yeah.
So, what is the region or what are the areas where we need to protect ourselves? Okay.
So yeah, so mostly mosquito target on a leg part, the leg part and the hands. We should cover our hands and leg to the most, because they mostly target on our veins mostly. So wherever we have lot of veins which are visible, they target those spots on our body. So we should cover almost every part to have protection against malaria.
Okay, thank you, Vinay. Very nice presentation.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Anyone else is having any questions?
Yeah, I request the chairperson and the speaker to kindly sit on the dais. I now request Dr. Rupesh Patre to felicitate our Chief Resource Person, Dr. Vinay, with a memento. I would like to thank the chairperson, Dr. Rupesh Patre, with a memento for being with us here today and chairing the session. We will now break for tea and then we'll join back here at the auditorium for the next session. Just remain seated. As soon as the tea is arranged, we will let you know.
The next speaker is Professor Roshni Shirvaikar, who is the officiating principal of Shri Kamakshi Devi Homeopathic Medical College at Shiroda, Goa. I would like to request Dr. Rupesh to kindly introduce the speaker.
So we are starting now second lecture now. So I am extremely delighted to introduce Dr. Roshni Shirvaikar. So she did her D.Pharm in 1991 from the Board of Examiner, Government of Goa. So then she did BHMS in 1993, again from Karnataka board. Then in 2007, she completed MD, and the specialization is organon of medicine. She also having some expertise in postgraduate diploma in journalism and mass communication in the year 2011, and very happy to see that she is having experience of 22 years in fact. So she has joined this Shri Kamakshi Devi Homeopathic Medical College, Shiroda, Goa as a demonstrator. Then she got a promotion as assistant professor. Then she also become an associate professor. Then after she got a promotion as a professor. So currently she is officiating principal at the same place. She is having a very good achievements, like she is a faculty in charge for press and publicity. She also do a medical camp in different schools, and she is also a committee member of different boards like medical editor board. Also she is in committee of Goa University and also a government of Goa. So I request doctor to kindly deliver your talk. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all. Respected teachers who are here sitting, I can see some teachers sitting, expertise, Dr. Rupesh. Then there are 2-3 other faculties of Goa University. It has been my privilege that I was called here to deliver a talk on one of the system of Ayush system of medicine. You must be knowing. Yes, can anybody tell me what is Ayush? Any student? Any student? What is a full form of Ayush medicine? You must have seen this during COVID time, government doing publicity about Ayush medicines. Yes? Any idea you have? The word Ayush is comprised of the full form of it is Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. I belong to that faculty of Homeopathy. As Rupesh sir has already said, I am officiating principal at Kamakshi Devi Homeopathic Medical College situated at Shiroda, Goa. My today's talk is on the topic Homeopathy, the science of similia. Similia is one of the principles on which my system of medicine is based on. I'm coming to it. The founder of this system was a German physician, Dr. Christian Friedrich Samuel Hahnemann, who has a lifespan from 1755 to 1843, that is in the late 18th century. He was born in Meissen and did his medicine graduation from University of Erlangen on 10th of August 1779. Now just to mark that, this person graduated in the field of modern medicine. He was not a graduate in the system of homeopathy. He transformed himself. See this slide? He joined in 1781. He took up the profession of a physician, a doctor's position. That time it was called as, now how we have medical officers and senior medical officers and all in primary health centers. The same thing, he was given a post, and during his postings there, you can see there that time anesthesia, sophisticated surgical procedures were not there. Why that? Now also we all have gone through this phase. When we were sick, when we were small and crying to take medicine, 3-4 people catch hold of us and pour that medicine in our mouth. because the medicine is bitter, we have tested it once, we don't want to take it, and then mother comes, catches, and then somehow the medicine has to be put in the mouth. This is, I would say, a version of it that time when system of medicine was not developed. Now I don't know if you all know, the stapler suturing can be done. If you have a cut, a stapler suturing can be done without even anesthesia. It's like this much, it is a stapler type of a thing, and the doctor just puts 2 edges of the cut together, just applies a xylocaine, which is an anesthetist effect, and just go on putting staplers, and it is sutured. That far the science has progressed. I am showing you all here is that time when there was nothing, no development was there, and you can see that the part is being cut, and that is why this made Dr. Henneman very sad. He was dissatisfied because he believed that first only when person is suffering from some disease, he is in agony. Person wants to come out of that, he is in agony, he is stressed, he is anxious, and with all that in the background, we are giving more trauma to the patient. He claimed that the medicine he had been taught to practice sometimes did more harm than good to patients. Even during that time, when other systems were not developed, this German physician gave a thought to the fact that when person is not sick, we have to heal the person in a very soft way without giving more trouble to that sick soul. So he was not satisfied with whatever he had educated or whatever he had graduated through. He was not satisfied with that. So, and he believed that more than a good, the harm was done to the patient. He mentions in one of his writings, my sense of duty would not easily allow me to treat the unknown pathological state of my suffering rather with these unknown medicines. The thought of becoming in this way a murderer or a malefactor towards the life of my fellow human beings was most terrible to me, so terrible and disturbing that I wholly gave up my practice in the first year of my married life and occupied myself solely with chemistry and writing. So he was not happy. He said in his writings, in his book which he has written, he has even went to an extent of explaining his mental condition, that after coming home from that his practice, he would not get sleep. He was so much disturbed that why am I putting the patient in agony? Or again, त्या मनशांक कित्याक असो त्रास दिवप? ती पयलींच सीक आसता, बरी नासता, तांकां बरें दिसना, आमकांच जाता न्ही, बरें ना जातकीर कशें जाता, आमी सगळीं जाणा जाणा. So the same thing was experienced by him also that time, and he came out of the practice and he said, let me be with my basic degree, that is with chemistry, and his favorite passion was towards writing. He would like to write. So ultimately, after giving up his profession as a medical practitioner, after going through all these phases, in around 1784, Dr. Henneman made his living chiefly as a writer and translator. He started writing things, and that is how beautiful writings we have in our curriculum called as Organon of Medicine. How we consider a human being, what made him to feel that it is not correct to torture more a person who is not well. So he started translating things also, he started writing articles also to earn his livelihood. And here comes a transformation. While translating William Cullen's book, now this Cullen is an authority in our system. There is something called as Cullen's Materia Medica. Materia Medica is the index of all those medicines that we use. Now just to brief you all, in homeopathy we make use of different things as drug substances like plants and animals, then minerals, then diseased tissue secretions, even at imponderabilia like light, moonlight, sunlight. So there is a myth here. I would like to clear it. अशें म्हणटात ती तुमी आयकलां आसतलें. Anybody who is taking your homeopathic medicine? Yeah, how does it look like? Yes, they are white, round pilules they are. But in Goa they say that ते शाबुदाण्या भाशेन कितें तरी दितात. I would like to tell you all here, those few sabudanas works miraculously if the physician as well as the patient have cooperated to get that. I'm coming to it slowly, but just to make you all realize that that is not sabudana. Sabudana, like pilules, are made up of saccharum lactis. It is a lactose powder out of which we prepare those small pilules, white pilules. They are the base of giving medicine. I hope you know what is a base. Base, or we call it as a vehicle substance. Yes, can anybody tell me? कोण सांगपा शकता it in what reference I am saying base or vehicle? Students, I want to answer this. Now to simplify this, I will ask one more question. You have a cup of tea and you have Pepsi. What is common there? Liquid, agree. Still further, water, isn't it? That becomes a base. So that is why that saying also goes, पानी तेरा रंग कैसा रे, जो भी तूने मिलाया वैसा रे. That is that water, base. Whatever you put is a base. I don't know if you all know, just to brief you all, aromatherapy. Has anybody who knows about aromatherapy? I think you all are they are 8th, 9th standard. Aroma means smell, and the treatment is based on the oils that they use. There are various types of oils. So basically those pilules which in homeopathy we make use of are working as a base to carry our medicines. There are around 2000 plus medicines, and we add it to that base. There are different bases also nowadays available. So this was a turning point from where Hahnemann realized that cinchona bark, or a Peruvian tree, in Goan language this plant is called as kudo. If you all know, it grows as a wild plant. It is called as kudo. It is one of the it belongs to the same species as what we say tikhi we use. Tikhi, cinnamon, that also contains quinine. Cinchonin is the derivative there, which is very widely used in malaria. So same here, it has got the effectiveness. It is very bitter, and it has got effectiveness in malaria. Now when he was translating this, what happened was, when he was translating this Culens Materia Medica, he came across a sentence that this bark, cinchona bark, has malarial type of fever. When he was translating that book, he came across a sentence that this is used to cure malarial type of fever. Now that triggered him. He says, if it can cure, it should have the potency, it should have the strength to produce the similar symptoms if taken in crude form in healthy human being. You understood? जर तर एक खंयचोय पदार्थ, एक खंयचोय सबस्टन्स आमी खंयचोय रोग बरो जावपाक ताजो वापर करता, जाल्यार तो सबस्टन्स जर आमी निरोगी मनशाक दित, जाल्यार ताका तेच सिम्पटम येवपाक जाय. हो आमचो कन्सेप्ट. That is why homeopathy is based on a principle similia similibus curantur. एक जे ड्रग जे दाखयता सिम्पटम्स ते आमी पेशंटान मॅच करता. the talent of physician is how best that matching part is done. Again, there is a myth here. I would like to clear. When we say homeopathy वखद घेता, हे ताका खूप तेप लागता बरें जावपाक. किंवा अशें म्हणटा की ना ना ते होमिओपॅथी म्हऱ्यान वचनाका, ते कितलो वेळ घेतात, कितें कितें विचारतात. म्हाका आयिल्लो जोर तो म्हाका विचारता तुका न्हीद कशी पडटा, तुका स्वप्नां कसलीं पडटात. This is a general trend because when I go to schools and I meet younger generation like you all, they very well, some are very like they like reading, they like asking questions. So they ask us saying that doctor अशें ऐकलें की खूप तेप लागता तुमच्या मेडिसिनान. See, presently homeopathy, Ayurveda is treated as second line of treatment in Goa. If you go to Kerala side, that side, homeopathy is the first line of treatment. Homeopathy, Ayurvedic, all that is the first line of treatment because side effect is very less. You will see in government hospitals also, all these doctors are flourishing. But here it will require some time, and it is this type of institutions and my student alumni who has to propagate it throughout the state of Goa. As a part of it, we are now moving to schools and the institutions like Lions Club and JCs are funding us to create awareness. So now when Dr. Henneman was translating it, it was an astringent substance and not effective against malaria, and began to research the effect of cinchona on human body by self-application. Now it was written there astringent. So this man of research mind started applying it on his body. What do you mean by astringent? No? Huh? Yes? Somebody is saying there something. What is astringent? Anybody? When you apply it on the skin, no, the blood vessel, they shrink. That is the astringent property of the drug substance. So he started applying it on his body to see whether it is really happening. Nothing that the drug induced malaria-like symptoms in him. He concluded that it would be so in any healthy individual. So if it is happening to me, it should happen with everybody. That was his conclusion. This led him to postulate a healing principle, the principle on which homeopathy stands today, that which can produce a set of symptoms in a healthy individual, can treat a sick individual who is manifesting the similar set of symptoms. I will give you a very, very simple example. रांची कुडीन वता केन्ना? वतात? Girls? I'm not discriminating the gender. वतात? चलयांक केन्ना तरी आई मम्मी म्हणटा कांदो मातसो काप गो. हांव कापचें ना, दोळे जळटात. उदक येता मगे दोळ्यांतल्यान. Can anybody tell me? Kiva boys, if you make too much of masti, they put onion, no, in the eyes. Yes? See that fellow nicely nodded head. Yes. And what happens? Can anybody tell me the symptoms? Symptoms means the sequence at which it starts. Moment you cut the onion, you track me, okay, what I am telling. पयली कांदो कापलो त्या बरोबर मातशें अशें नाक अशें उळवळटा, अशें मातशें दोळे अशें खाजिल्ल्या भशेन जाता. मागीर उदक येवपाक लागता. मागीर आमी अशें दोळे करूंक लागता. मागीर तांबडे जातात. आनी मागीर जर तर एक अर्द किलो कांदे तशेंच कापचे पडले दोळे बिळे सुजोन जाल्यार तुका हेडेक जाता. नाव एक्झॅक्टली दॅट इज वॉट इज सेड हियर. सी that which can produce a set of symptoms in a healthy individual. हांवें आतां तुमकां सांगलें कांद्याचें उदाहरण दिलें हांवें एक In our system of medicine, we prepare medicine from Allium cepa. Allium cepa means onion. And it is a very, very, very good remedy for rhinitis, running nose, itching of eyes. So relate it. See there. And can treat a sick individual who is manifesting a similar set of symptoms. We don't ask the patient, tu ekanda kapillo, nothing. We try to relate. It is one of the remedy there for us. Ek wakhat te homeopathin. Allium cepa pasun banaille. कांद्यापासून बनयले. But you see in raw form how it acts and how patient comes with a symptom. When you try to match it, it comes under that remedy and that medicine is given. So the similar set of symptoms we try to check there and a matching thing is done. Earlier, nowadays everything is purchased on Myntra. Earlier when matching was done, you go to a cloth shop, show the matching. Now it is not there. Now the Mitra trend is come up. If you go to a grocery shop wherein those rice, all grains are kept in gunny bags, what do? We try to, and we are trying to relate that sample which is come in the hand to the concept that we have. That is also matching. I am trying to explain that term matching here because it is a core of our system of medicine. Unless the matching doesn't happen good, it takes a lot of time for the medicine to act. Now let us see a few things about homeopathy. It is a therapeutic system of medicine premised on the principle similia similibus curantur, or let likes be cured by likes. That is what I have been telling. When in a normal person it shows some symptoms, has got to cure the same set of symptoms when individual comes as a sick person. So it is a method of treatment of curing a patient by medicines that possess the power of producing similar symptoms in a healthy human being, stimulating the natural disease which it can cure in a diseased person. So basically our system, the concept here is, in homeopathy we believe that we, the human beings, are made up of mind, body and spirit. Mind, body and spirit. Spirit म्हळ्यार भुतां बितां तशी इमॅजिन करनाकात. But when you say काल कित्याक येवना रे? ना हांव बरो नाशिल्लो. ना म्हजे तकलेचे ते फाटले परायटल बोन आसा पळय, ताज्या भितर जो ब्रेन आसा पळय तो दुखतालो. अशें आमी म्हणिना न्ही केन्ना. म्हणटा हांव बरो नाशिल्लो टिचर काल. When you want to put yourself in that I, all these three concepts of mind, body and spirit has to have to hold together in a nice plan called as health. जेन्ना तें डिविएट जाता, मायंड त्रास जाता, बॉडी त्रास जाता. एक तुमकां कट पेन्सिल शार्पन करता आनी ब्लेड लागता खंय? बोटाक. हाय खंयच्यान येता? तोंडांतल्यान. पण 2 दीस शी दुखताच तें. हे दूख खंय फील जाता? ना कितें तरी धरूंक वतात मागीर आमी. ना हांव धरना रे बाबा, म्हजो हात दुखता. ते तकलेन आसता खंय तरी. पळय बॉडीक तुका इफेक्ट जाला पण तुजी तकली तुका सांग ना तें करनाका, तें केल्यार तुका दुखतलें. आनी ह्या दोगांकूय जे एका प्लॅन आसता तातूंत बसयता, आरोग्य, हेल्थ, ताका आमी वायटल फोर्स म्हणटा, जाका स्पिरीट जो दिसना आमकां. कसो आसा रे? बरो आसा. जेन्ना हांव म्हणटा बरें आसा तेन्ना तुमकां हांव फक्त फिजिकल दिसता किंवा हांव बऱ्या भशेन उलयता तें दिसता, पण ह्या दोनूय गोश्टीक धरता ते एक फोर्स आसता तो. आनी ताजे बेस्ड आमची ही सिस्टम आसा होमिओपॅथीक सिस्टम, जातून आमी मानता की मायंड, बॉडी आनी स्पिरीट हे तिनूय जे आसात एक ट्रायंगल ते बऱ्या तरेन चल्ल्यारूच मनीस हेल्थी उरता. आनी सेम हांगा आमी तेंच करतात. आमी अशे ड्रग्स सबस्टन्सीस जे आमकां प्रूव करपाक जाय ते आमी हेल्थी ह्युमन बिंगसांक दितात. It is a method of treatment of curing the patient by medicines that possesses the power of producing similar symptoms in a healthy human being, stimulating the natural disease. I don't watch movies, but then to give the example, if you like some song or if you like some actor, then you try to imitate, right? When our ex-CM was there, late Manohar Parrikar, many used to copy him by putting watch on right hand. So, तुमकां जेन्ना एक गोष्ट खंयची आवडटा आमी ती कॉपी करपाचो प्रयत्न करतात. खंयचे कितेंय आसूं हें मागीर तें. इवन अ सॉंग नाव दॅट रिसंट सॉंग इज वॉट? श्रीवली? या. No, it has, that song is here because I should be ashamed of telling it to you all, but I caught my students in the classroom, in the absence of the teacher, recording a video of they dancing on the song, and it went on Insta. And they posted it at around evening 7:40 or something, and somebody passed on the video to me asking, hey, this is your college, right? And I'm not on Insta, neither on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, looks like my cupboard's only here behind. So then that song also म्हाका हांव पळयच ना पिक्चर्स. आतां कसले I only watch those type of pictures, you know, like what holiday, baby, action. Only one particular hero. Otherwise, I don't see. So I'm like this. Then I posted the video on the group of students, and I said, keep it up. I never knew my student had this much talent. And voluntarily too said, Miss, it's we did it. I said, very nice. Come tomorrow, take a suspension, 10 days. So that is how I'm telling. What you like, you try to imitate, you try to copy it. Same thing is here, see, producing similar symptoms in a healthy human being. And then a natural disease is being produced, and you try to match it with a diseased person, and that is the medicine that is selected. So it is, though it is said that to practice homeopathy or Ayush system is much difficult. Because if your matching is not proper, it takes a lot of time. Whereas it is not like that you know, in there is a system wherein you go with complaints. For one complaint, there is one medicine. Headache, you take one. Indigestion, you take one. Pain in the abdomen, you take one. And then with all this complex, then something third thing arises. With us, it is no. We compile everything together, and one medicine is given. Now, to compile that and put it in one framework, collage you have to make. But the collage has to be so perfect that there is no space, or neither nobody should realize that, you know, it is a collage. That is the skill of homeopathic physicians. That is what the patient also wants. Again, a myth that patient, the doctor, they ask homeopathy दोतोर सगळे विचारता म्हाका कितले घाम येता, कितले उदक पिता. म्हाका तें नाशिल्लेंच. हांव म्हाका कट जाला म्हूण दाखोवपाक गेल्लें. म्हाका तो सगळें विचारलें. Yes. Because in what we study is when you get the slightest derangement in your normal functioning, your whole thing gets deranged. एक साधे परत एक्झाम्पल दिता. आमी सगळींच जाणां हातूंतल्यान गेले आसतलीं एक ना एक दीस. आतां तर कोविडाच्या वेळार सामकीच अलर्ट आसतली. सकाळीं बऱ्या भशेन उठ्ठात, जिवाक मातशी काडामोड आसता, तरी आमी वतात, स्कुलान वतात, कामाक वतात. एक 11 जाता म्हणसर किंवा 12 जाता आमचो तकली दुखपाक लागता. तकली दुखता, सायनसीस भरून आयिल्ल्या भशेन जाता, एक 10-12 शिको येता, थंडी जाता, सांज जाता म्हणसर जोर जाता. आतां तुमी तुमचो मेंटल स्टेट पळया कितें जालो. सकाळीं बऱ्या भशेन उलयल्लो, उठिल्लीं आमी बऱ्या भशेन, पण तोय मेंटल स्टेट तुमी स्वताच एक्सपिरियन्स करा कसो आसता तो. सकाळीं फ्रेश आसतात, जेन्ना तकली दुखपाक लागता किंवा खूब शिको येता, हांगा सायनस एरिया भरून येता, तेन्ना आमचें कितें जाता, वी बिकम रेस्टलेस. म्हाका कांय उलोवपाचें ना, म्हजी आतां तकली उसळटा. तो टीव्हीचो आवाज मातसो मोठो कर, बारीक कर गे. Actually, you are the person who used to put it the loudest in the house. But with this, you don't want to do it. See your mental phase, how it is going. From positive, it is becoming negative. बेश्टी बोहाड कित्याक मारता, कांय जावना पळया वच तूं, आनी इतकी बरो जातलो. Mental state. Otherwise, you like your mother pampering, asking you, you want Domino's pizza. I will give you money without father knowing. All things bribes, I know what it is. But अभ्यास करूना मरे, टिचरीन नोट दिल्या, दीदी हांव सायन मारता. Mothers they sign. Mothers, I am of the strong opinion, mothers are the culprits. Sorry all ladies here. But I believe in that. We hide things. So तेन्ना तुमकां तेंय नाका आसता, कोणूच नाका त्या देवळा. See the mental state, from normal it is deviating towards abnormal just with few sneezes. And that matching part the physician has to do. What I tell my students, I will tell you. No patient will go and tell. Nobody likes to become a negative personality. All are positive personalities. हे तू कितें, आनी एक एग्जाम्पल दिता, इफ सर परमिट्स मी. I have first only told you have to keep track of time. I will give you one more example. मोठ्या, I'll give one, okay? I eat your money or what? Don't we say? Aren't there fights in the class on this, Motya? Yes, there is. I will give you one example. Clarification on my own example. When I was student, you can make out now also, one of my father's very good friend, very, very good friend, means if my father used to beat me, no, he used to take me like that, pampered I was by him. He just jokingly happened to say, Mottu, Mottu, when I was coming from the tuition. What triggered me that day, I really don't know. It triggered. Sometimes it triggers, no? Then you yourself feel bad. I nicely stood. I recollect the incidents full. बरें उबें रावलें, तुज्या खातां finished. Because my another uncle had taught me, moment anybody calls you Motu, ask this question. तुज्या खातां? I asked. As trained I went. तुज्या खातां काय कितें हांवें? The percussion was expected. By the time I reached home, my mother's house, my tuition was near Mahalakshmi temple, Panji people may be knowing, and my mother's house is at bus stand, old bus stand. That much distance only. I went home. My dad is sitting with one stick. And now unknowingly, unrealized, I am nicely, Angaya, at फुडें कर. तुजें तोंड चड सुटलां? तुवें अशें म्हळें? म्हळें ताणें म्हाका मोठें कित्याक म्हळें? तशें म्हणप नासता. I yelled to my biggest, loudest voice. अशें रडलें, व्हडल्यान किळच्यो मारून, बिकॉज खूब मार पडलो. आनी my teacher, I still remember, late Roderick teacher, she was my neighbor. So next day she called me. She said, Shubha, come here, meet me in the staff room, okay? I said, yes, teacher. आता next day settle सगळें सकाळीं. परत स्कुलान आसा तशें, कोण मोठें म्हणटा कितें म्हणटा पळोवपाक गेलें. Teacher called me. She said, see, why you were crying yesterday? I said, no, nothing. No, I could hear it in my house. Why you were crying? And I could hear your father shouting at you. Why? What you did mischief again? I said, no, teacher. My dad's friend, no, he called me Motu. So I asked him if I am eating from his. Keep apart everything, she said. You are thin? That was the point that triggered. If I say yes, I don't feel like saying yes. And if I know, insultingly that teacher would say you are. So now packed in between the two blades of scissor. I said, no, teacher. But why should he say? He said, no, but that is the reality. Accept it. Even today, my young generation friends, you all are like my kids. When I go to shop, it gives a different pleasure. I'll tell you how. When you accept certain things and go with that mindset, no, and exactly opposite is happening, no, it gives pleasure. Now I go to a cloth shop. भैया वो XXL साइज दिखाना. नहीं मैडम आपको XL हो जाएगा. You can order, you know, certain things happens like that. You are like, means actually you have not lost weight and all. But I myself have convinced myself here that tell like that. But even today, students, you all know. Now the next what I'm saying is you all must be experiencing and your teachers must be inside saying yes. When you want, if homework is not done, my students, I will tell you, when they want their elective dates to be postponed or their presentation to be postponed, Miss, good morning. Yeah, good morning. What happened? I come to know, moment that sweet good morning comes means something is there behind. What happened? Looking thin today. I said, oh, really? But then my clothes are same fitting. No change. No, miss, really. No, you tell me what you want. Tell. So you have accepted it here. Acceptance is important. Even here, when we are treating somebody, the patient accepting your system is very, very important. Nothing like it. And who is going to give that acceptance? Physician. Physician is the person who needs to counsel, guide, to make that feel here that it is not the system that they are thinking, it is something different. And our system, why I came to all this is, our system is based on individualization. It treats the patient not only through holistic approach, but also considers individualistic characteristic of a person. No twins are also similar. You all say no? As an individual, I too have an opinion, no? That individual our system is talking about here. See, there are many, but one is shown as a glowing body there. That it is to mark that everybody is an individual. How we become good friends? Twins are also not good friends sometimes, mind you all. जुळी असता ती सुद्धा एकदम अशी बऱ्या भाशेन रावता अशी ना. पण वेगळी दोग जाणां कोण तरी बऱ्या भाशेन रावतात, बरी फ्रेंड, वी आर गुड फ्रेंड्स, ओके. देर इज एडजस्टमेंट ऑफ कोर्स, बट इंडिविज्युअलिस्टिक वॉट वी आर टॉकिंग इज एवरीबडी हॅज गॉट अ डिफरंट अप्रोच टुवर्ड्स लायफ. म्हाका थंडी जाता, ताका थंडी जाता. आतांचेच उदाहरण घ्या. इन दीस कोविड सिनेरियो we conducted many camps just to give boosters to the patients and their relatives and family. And when we started asking, the symptoms were so abrupt. No two COVID patients were giving the same symptoms. So there is no index of symptoms. Means you got, if COVID, means first there has to be 15 sneezes. then there has to be body ache. No. Some, even the twins, if you say their likings are different, their dislikings are different, even when they fall sick, then also one will have different concept, other will have different concept. If suppose they are having fever, एकटे म्हणटले फॅन फास्ट दवर, म्हाका वजडी बेजडी कांय नाका घेवपाक. दुसरे म्हणटले हे कितले फास्ट लायला फॅन, बारीक कर. ट्विन्स नाव आय एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. प्रोडक्शन फ्रॉम सेम मदर. फॉरगेट अबाउट द अदर्स. जोर आयलो, जोर येता तुमच्या क्लासीन सुद्दां. एकटो भुरगो म्हणटा टिचरीक आपल्याक थंय बसपाचें ना, टिचर जनेल उगडें आसा, तो वारो येता तो म्हाका नाका जाता. दुसरो कितें म्हणटा, टिचर म्हाका थंय जनेला म्हऱ्यान वचपाक जाय, हांगा म्हाका घुस्मट्टा. दॅट इज इंडिविज्युअलिस्टीक. एक मनीस म्हणून कसो पळयता तो दृश्टिकोन आमी होमिओपॅथी मेडिसीन दितना पळयता. प्रत्येक मनशाचें एक खाशेलपण आसता. दॅट यू नीड टू कॅच. In our system, there are common symptoms and individualistic symptoms. Common symptoms म्हळ्यार कितें आमी पळयता, थंडी जाली म्हळ्यार खोकली येवकूच जाय. खोकली आयली म्हणजे तकली दुखपाकूच जाय, हें कॉमन. जर तर एक मनीस येवन तुका म्हणटा दोतोर थंडी भरल्या पूण खोकूच येना म्हाका, खोकलीच ना. किंवा अशे पेशंट आसात. द अदर डे वी हॅड अ कॅम्प इन काणकोणा. And one lady comes, beautiful patient. I was so happy my students could see it. In our textbook, no, there is one symptom given, stringy sputum. Stringy. आणि थंय कितें बरयलां जाणा, म्हणजे जेन्ना तो मनीस खोकून पळय तें धरकल म्हणटा आमी तें भायर काडटा तेन्ना इट इज लायक अ गम. हें आमच्या टॅक्स्टबुकार बरयलां. पळोवना केन्नाच. आमी थंय गेली त्या दिसा काणकोणा. ती आयली बायल अशी ती अशी टिपिकल डेटली बी बांदून अशी व्हडली नाकान नथ बी घालून. फोटो आय कूड नॉट अपलोड. आनी आयली बसली. कितें जाता गे, थंडी भरल्या म्हणाली. सुकल्या थंडी कसाय बी घेता पूण भायर येना. कितें जाता भायर येना, त्रास जाता ना म्हणाली. आनी इतल्यान विथीन दॅट मुवमेंट शी गॉट दॅट अटॅक ऑफ कफ. यू ऑल वील नॉट बिलीव. व्हिडिओ काडला म्हज्या भुरग्यांनी. ती अशी बँड जाल्या अँड शी इज पुलिंग. इतलो स्टिकी डिस्चार्ज असो लागता तो वयर. काडू जाय, काडना जाल्यार अगेन इट इरिटेट्स. अगेन देर इज अबाउट ऑफ कफ विच शी डजंट वॉन्ट. सो ते स्टिकी. सी दिस इज इंडिविज्युअलिस्टीक. प्रत्येक मनीस वेगळो आसा, मनशाचें खाशेलपण वेगळें आसता. ताजेर आमची सिस्टम बेस्ड आसा. आतां homeopathic medicines are prepared from traces of animals, plants, minerals and other natural substances by a standard method called as dynamization or potentization, which comprises of successive dilutions and succussions to raise the inherent curative power of the drugs to the maximum. आमची वखदां तयार करपाक सगळ्या तरेच्या पदार्थाचो वापर जाता. नॅचरल, आर्टिफिशियली क्रिएटेड, झाडां, मिनरल्स. मागीर एक समजा आतां आमचो ड्रग्स थोडे आसात ते कार्सिनोसिन म्हणून ड्रग आसा, तो कार्सिनोमाच्या सिक्रिशनांतल्यान आमी करतात. मागीर इन्फ्लुएन्झिनम म्हणून ड्रग आसा, तो आमी नेजल डिस्चार्ज ऑफ इन्फ्लुएन्झा पेशंट घेतात. आतां ताका खूब बॅक्टेरियल स्टडी जाय पडटा. ती अशीच कितें नाकान स्वॉब घेता तशें करून आमी वखदां करनात. इट हॅज अ प्रोसिजर. There has to be a standard protocol of standardization followed because these are all going to treat human beings. आणि ताज्या पासून ही वखदां जातात. हजारांनी वखदां आसतात. आतां जी हांगा पळय कशें, हांव तुमकां एक एग्जांपल दिता पळय. which comprises the successive dilutions and succussions to raise the inherent curative power of the drug to the maximum. एकदा अशें जाता न्ही की एका भुरग्यान बरें टॅलंट आसता, हिडन टॅलंट. टिचरी कोण आसात हांगा जाल्यार तांकां खबर आसतलें. एक भुरगो मिमिक्री करपाक बरो आसता, एक भुरगो ड्रॉइंग काडपाक बरें आसता, पण ते सगळेंच ते सदांच तो दाखयता असो ना. ते टॅलंट जेन्ना पळय जे भायर येता न्ही तातूंतल्यान तें इनहेरंट आसता भितर दाबिल्लें, ताका तुका नो नो यू वील डू व्हेरी नायसली, गो गो. आनी एक सांगता, म्हजो एक भुरगो आशिल्लो फस्ट सेकंड बॅच 99. तो भुरगो कसो, आनी आय वील नॉट कोट द नेम बिकॉज he is into politics now and you maybe know, then one day come across him and which is not correct on my part. तो भुरगो ल्हान म्हणजे 18 वर्साचो वगैरे, आनी असोच बसप क्लासीन आनी असो पळयत रावप शिकयतना. वॉट यू आर एडमायरींग, कम हियर, वॉट यू वॉन्ट, ना कांय ना हांवें कांय करूं ना. आनी कसो असो बी पळप ना तोंडाक, अशें पळप, हांवें कांय करूं ना. तांबडो जातालो सारको. इतलो शाय भुरगो, ताका हांवें 3rd इयराक पॉलिटिशनाचो रोल दिलो. स्क्रिप्ट बरयल्ली हांवें नाटकाची. आनी तातूंत ताका बरो हांवें रोल दिल्लो. म्हणजे जो मंत्री एक दाखयल्लो तो मातसो शाय, आनी ताजी बायल कशी ब्रायब मागता, ताका खबरूच ना बाबड्याक. तो म्हणटा हांवें घेवना. बरीच स्क्रिप्ट बरयली. त्या भुरग्याच्या हांव अक्षरशा फाटल्यान लागलें, काम कर, हो 2 दीस स्कुलाक येवना, जस्ट बिकॉज आय वॉज कॅचिंग हिम टू डू द रोल. अँड नाव ही इज एन एक्सलंट ओरेटर. बट नेवर फॉरगॉटन मी, जे दिसा नॉमिनेशन फायल केलें, मिस आज हांव भाशण दितलो म्हजें न्ही, तुका समर्पिता. दॅट वॉज अ हिडन टॅलंट. तशेंच प्रत्येक वस्तून एक तातूंत एक्टीव प्रिंसिपल म्हणून आसता जो वखदाच्या रुपान दबिल्लो आसता भितर. आतां मीठ घेवया, सादें उदाहरण. येस, कॅन एनीबडी टेल मी द मेडिसिनल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ दॅट सॉल्ट वीच वी यूज? Salt रे common. Apart from giving taste to food, what action it has? ना? तो पळय मोबायल नांवाचें पळय तें खेळणें आसा न्ही, ताजेर कितें तरी गुगल म्हणून आसता. तें असलें सगळें बारीक बारीक वाचपाक जाय आसता. हो अमको हिरो केन्ना जालो आनी ताजें पिक्चर तें पळोवपाक नासता तें. गेमी खेळपाक. Yes, that person, he raised his hand. It has a कोंकणीन सांग मरे. येस, मिठाचो शेक मारल्यार दूख कमी जाता. जर तर कोणाच्या पोटान चुकून कितें जर पॉयझनस गेल्लें आसा, विशारी, जाल्यार मिठाचें उदक करून तें पिवयतात, ते उलटी जावन भायर येता. किंवा जर तर एका मनशाच्या आंगान इलेक्ट्रोलायट बॅलन्स कमी जाल्या जाल्यार मिठाचें उदक करून डिहायड्रेशन म्हणून दितात. ह्यो ज्यो प्रॉपर्टीज आसतात त्यो हिडन आसतात. ताका रावज्ड इन टू एक्टिविटी आमी वेरियस प्रोसेसांतल्यान करता आनी ताज्या पासून ही होमिओपॅथीक वखदां तयार जातात. The medicines are usually proved on healthy human beings to ascertain their curative properties. Healthy human beings म्हणून थंय तो दाखयलो हांवें बरो असो बॉडी बिल्डर कसो. कित्याक हेल्थी ह्युमन बिंग्स म्हळें हांवें थंय, तर हेल्थी म्हळ्यार कशें, हेल्थी म्हणटकीच परत ते 3 कोन येतात इन एक्शन. मायंड, बॉडी आनी स्पिरीट. तूं जर तर फिजिकली बरो आसा आनी मेंटली डिस्टर्ब्ड आसा, देर आर सर्टन पॅरामिटर्स ऑफ एसर्टेनिंग युअर हेल्थ वेन वी डू दीस ड्रग प्रूविंग. इट इज नॉट अ सिंपल टास्क. सो वेन वी डू दॅट, वी ट्राय टू चूज a normal, a healthy human being so that we get a correct picture of the drugs and we try to relate it to the maximum. The system believes that existence of self-regulating force in organism which plays a vital role during health, disease and cure. I told you, mind, body and spirit. That spirit is acting, we call it as vital force, and that has to be as a vital role in health, disease and cure. There are 3 parameters from health, Health is, the vital force is a normal figure there. When you become diseased, the vital force is shaken. To bring back that shaken vital force, you require a drug force which is much stronger than the disease force. एक जर असं भुरग्याक धुकलपाक जाय तुका, तर तो धुकलता तो मनीस त्या भुरग्यापेक्षा मातसो स्ट्रॉंग आसचो पडलो, नाजाल्यार तो भुरग्याक धुकलतना तूच पडटलो फाटल्यान. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज इम्युनिटी. देर आर मेनी कन्सेप्ट्स हियर. सो जेन्ना तूं त्या करता, त्या वायटल फोर्साचे आमी वी कन्सिडर दॅट एज अ व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट aspect for us. The symptoms are considered as the body's natural reaction to the illness and help to find a remedy against the illness. Yes, sick day today, I'm not going, I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. Okay? Now, how does the remedies work? They work by stimulating, I told you this, I'm just going on putting the slide. See, the remedies work by stimulating the body's defense mechanism to correct itself naturally. When we say naturally, the harm given to the body is less rather than in other system of medicine. We only give cure. Homeopathic doctor does not treat in the name of disease. Rather than the treatment is targeted against the patient who is suffering. Again, I am going back towards individualization, wherein we treat every patient as an individual patient, and so we don't treat the disease. I told you, we don't treat fever, we don't treat headache, we consider it as a human being and we treat. You can see those card plays there. You have to see the matching here. Perfectly match. That is a selection of remedy there. This smile is you all must be knowing. Chat. Homeopathic medicines are cost effective, palatable and can be administered very, very easily. So they are small globules, even kids they can eat, and there are examples of mothers calling and telling us half-dram bottle medicine khali burgyan bari lagta म्हणून, because they are sweet. In some cases, the medicines can be prescribed on the basis of symptoms of the patient without depending upon the cumbersome and costly diagnosis. So we don't go into more diagnostic aspect. We just ask the patient what are his sufferings, try to match it with the drug, and we select the remedy. Now, it is not basically a Indian system of medicine. It originated from German. And one of the sailor, Dr. John Honginberger, who came and treated Maharaja Ranjit Singh of Calcutta that time because he had paralysis of vocal cords and his regular physician could not treat him. And that is how he was called in. Doctor was called in and he treated him, and he was known as the doctor for cholera. That time cholera was prevailing in Calcutta. He started treating them. Later, there were many things. I have just added these slides just to show that the history has a strong roots here in India about homeopathy. And that is how M.L. Sarkar, a reputed physician of that time, was brought. Then renowned physician like P.C. Mujumdar sir, he was also giving medicine to the then President of India also. And he was nominated as one of the doctor at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The turning point came in 1937 when this system was given a legacy by passing it through a central legislative assembly, and that is how the authentication came to this system. Otherwise, it was no more authenticated. It was just come, give, go, that type. It is on trial and error basis. They used to come, try, go, but then it became more legalized. Then the law was passed in the parliament regulating homeopathic education in the country. Food also, sir, this is all about history which they will. Yes. National Institute of Homeopathy, one of the well-known college which gives education, and the to get entry here is a massive task, not only on NEET, but there are many aspirants to get sit here. It is one of the best college in the world. See how the OPD lines are in homeopathic college. That is of Calcutta. See, time you see. And see the people there. This is a line, Calcutta. Then, see, here there was one more slide, I don't know if it is there ahead, wherein bottles are kept in queue, previous day evening, bottles, because that much popularity it has in Calcutta. Then in Goa, we'll talk about Goa. I think it came during the Portuguese era, and there were very few doctors because colleges were not there. We used to go out and get education. And like a few names to quote is Dr. Rajan Mahatme, who gained immense knowledge by practicing along with Dr. Shankaran from Mumbai. Then Dr. Usha Salelkar, who was the first one to give government deputed doctor for homeopathy. She was deputed at Panji Clinic. Then comes Dr. Bhatt, who is now presently the director for Ayush Cell in Goa. This is my college. It is situated in Shirada. And a recent advancement in homeopathy, I will just brief you all. Earlier there was no authentication given, as I said. We would go to the neighboring states like Karnataka, Maharashtra to get the degree. Earlier it was a licentiate course, then it became a graduation course of 5.5 years. With that now came a master's which was made mandatory for the teaching profession with 3 years master's training you have to undergo. Regular training program it is. It has a NEET to pass, All India entrance, and after that you get an entry there. Then this now slowly came was good manufacturing practice. Earlier these medicines were prepared in a small manufacturing units by the knowledge that the senior faculties has. But now no, you have to pass through a GMP license. GMP license is a good manufacturing practice license which the central government gives. Homeopathy is included now under Drugs and Cosmetic Act. UG as well as PG courses are through NEET. And day by day there is advancement. Earlier masters was available only in 3 subjects. Now it has gone to 7 subjects. And slow and steadily it is getting a hold over quality control. Then NAC accreditations, if you all are aware, if you see some things, cartons and all of some bottles and all, you will find they're GMP certified. You require certain criteria to fulfill, then only you get. There is lot of research work going on in homeopathy. And with all this, my last slide comes. That is, thank you very much for the patience hearing. As anybody has anything to ask? Thank you very much.
Any question, student, based on whatever doctor has shown on the slide? You can ask in any language, probably Hindi, Marathi, Konkani. Kannada also will do.
Because 5.5 years I was in Belgaum, so.
Yeah, I could see one student.
Hello. So my question is that once if we get a symptom of any disease or any virus, so it can be, for example, teacher, I got headache. Then it could be a symptom of migraine also, and
It can be symptom of your increase in the eyesight
Ma'am.
number, whatever. Yeah. So what is your question?
teacher, it would be not right, no, just to get a whole idea of some symptoms which can be similar with another disease. टिचर आता जर म्हाका जर ओके इफ डॉक्टर म्हाका न्ही आतां जर हेडेक जालो आनी तो सिम्टम म्हाजे आसपाक शकता न्ही मायग्रेनाचो आनी जर आतां म्हाका कोवीड जालो जाल्यार सिम्टम दोनयाचे सेम आसा पूण इट वील बी नॉट रायट टू जस्ट टेक सम
Your location, sensation, concomitant and modality are the four aspects which I didn't mention because I felt you all are bit smaller to that and it will be confusing. आम्ही कशी करता तर तू आयलो समजा तुझा आता प्रश्न किती सो you want to ask me how I will differentiate between the two things.
Yes.
Correct? In case of migraine जो headache माझा बऱ्याच दिसता हा पळय कशें आसता न्ही जेन्ना तूं मायग्रेना खातीर येता मायग्रेन पयलीं म्हळ्यार हाका 5.5 वर्साचो अभ्यास आसता तातूंत भितर मायग्रेन डिफरन्शिएट करप आनी खंयच्याय डिसिजाचो हेडेक डिफरन्शिएट करप हाका थोडे पॅरामिटर्स आसतात आतां मायग्रेन हो तुका सदांच इट कम्स वीथ सनलायट एंड गोज वीथ सनलायट सामको टिपिकल मायग्रेनान तुका नॉशिया आसता वॉमिटींग आसता तकली जड जाता पयलीं ती हांगा सुरू जाता मागीर ती अशी वयर वता इट ट्रायज टू सेटल समवेर बट एज फार एज वी सी द हेडेक वॉट कम्स अलॉंग वीथ द डिसीज द अदर आस्पेक्ट वॉट यू वर आस्किंग जो डिसिजा बरोबर येता तो तसो नासता तो तुका खंयचें ओरिजीन घेता तो हांगा दुखपाक शकता आनी जेन्ना तुका डिसिजाचो हेडेक आसता तो व्हायरस आसा म्हणसरूच आसता तो सदां उरना पण तूं जेन्ना मायग्रेनाची कंप्लेन घेवन वता तूं दोतोराक सांगता की हें म्हाका खूब दिसां पासून सुरू आसा दोतोर कळ्ळें न्ही कितें म्हणजे मायग्रेन जावं सायनुसायटीस जावं किंवा स्पॉन्डिलिसिसाचो त्रासा खातीर जो हेडेक येता तो आसूये हें जें सगळें आसता तें तुका एका दिसान आयलें आनी ओगी बसलें अशें नासता तें जेन्ना जाता न्ही ताका आमी हायपोकॉन्ड्रियाक सिम्टम्स म्हणटात हायपोकॉन्ड्रियाक सिम्टम्स म्हणजे कशें तें सांगता तें चड स्टुडंटां मदीं दिसता तकली दुखपाक लागली म्हजी तकली दुखता ही आतां कोणाक दिसता आईक दिसता ना बाबाक दिसता ना टिचरीक दिसता ना ती तुकाच कळटा सो तूं ती कितलोय वेळ पर्यंत ओडपाक शकता इट इज कॉल्ड एज हायपोकॉन्ड्रियाक सिम्टम्स क्रिएटेड बाय द पर्सन फॉर द सर्कमस्टन्सीस होमवर्क सांगलो टिचरीन आज रातची याद आयली आज आयतार वेकेशन काबार फाल्यां इश्कॉलान वचपाक जाय आतां कितें करता अशी म्हजी तकली दुखता म्हाका वकूंक आयिल्ल्या भशेन जाता आतां हात हांगा आसता थोड्या वेळान आईन विचारून थांबली रे तकली दुखपाची आई आतां भायर सरल्या कामाक वचपाक वो तर म्हणटा तकली उचलना हाका व्हरता आनी इश्कॉलाक सोडटा बेजीक आयडिया तुका विचारता ती तूं तकली उसळपाची थांबली रे ना गे आत्तां हांगा आशिल्लो हात कळ्ळें न्ही मायग्रेन जेन्ना तूं म्हणटा न्ही तो ती कंप्लीट वेगळोच तरेचो प्रकार आसता तो हांगच्यान वता तुका नॉशिया तुका एकदां पेशंट म्हणटा की आपणाक तकली इतली फडटा दोतोर की आपूण तकली अशी मुंगरून न्हिदता उशान दे कांट इवन बेर द स्लायटेस्ट सनलायट अगेन एज पर इंडिविज्युअल दीस डिफर्स हेडेक चड प्रमाणान आसूं शकता उलटी कमी प्रमाणान आसपाक शकता किंवा उलटी चड प्रमाणान आसपाक शकता कमी तकली दुखपाचो त्रास कमी प्रमाणान आसपाक शकता either way so the basic is this is a bit chronic symptoms in case of migraine whereas in case of virus infection it is pertaining only to the existence of that virus infection then it goes आता थंडी जाता तेन्ना जी तकली उसळटा ती थंडी वता की तकली उसळपाची बंद जाता you are clear with that
Ma'am, so considering that we are in a pandemic situation, many of us are dealing with issues like depression, anxiety, and many others.
Yes.
And it is not just like only one age group is affected.
No.
All the kinds of age groups are affected, school children, adults.
Yes,
and
yes, everybody.
So can you tell me how could we approach, to keep the mind calm, or, in this situation? We have all lost somebody, and, we are trying to deal with so many issues, and even trying to, socially come out, or even the school children, now they had offline, now they are coming online, offline. So there's this constant change. So how do you think psychologically,
I think basically, I will interrupt you, sorry. Yes. I feel basically there is lack of communication between anybody, even and everybody. All have succumbed themselves to mobile and TV, wherein every half an hour there is a news of death and mobile children. I am not talking about that age group who can bully parents and come out. I am talking about this age group wherein bullying is a bit difficult. My kids will bully, and with my name also. Ma'am called us to college. Elective work is there. College is closed. Ma'am is at home. It has also happened. But as you rightly said, yes, we all have gone through agony. I myself went into agony. I called the same person I told, no, he was very shy. I called him. I said, can I talk for 2 minutes? Is this the question to be asked? He said, why you called? I said, I am getting fear. My son is so far away. If anything happens, you will come, Mare. I called, said this to him at 11:30. You all believe or you all don't believe. By 12:30, he was at my place. He said, why are you shaken so much? You are my force. Why are you? So that much agony, I can understand. And there are very beautiful homeopathic medicines to cover up. Very, very beautiful medicines. From which place you are?
Porvarim.
Huh. We have a center here. I'm not publicizing or anything. But we have a center here on Saturdays. You can take my contact number also, communicate to me. I go there in that center, wherein we usually call these people who are affected with, directly or indirectly are affected with this COVID pandemic scenario. We have very, very beautiful medicines. And our medicines, they don't make habit, like how you get habit with other system. You take sleeping tablet, then you go into that tranquility phase, and you get addicted. Today it is one tablet, tomorrow one, day after it can become two also. Lagna tuka te magir. Amche tashe na. We are going into a holistic approach. We try to talk, we try to guide, we try to counsel, and then we give the medicine which will make the mind calm. Is that the answer you were expecting?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah.
I just have to ask you about your thoughts on one particular thing that you mentioned. Now there is concern that homeopathy is a pseudoscience because there is some the theorems that it is based on don't really concur with the current scientific facts that are present. So you said that the medicines that you are preparing are prepared to the max dilution for maximum potency. But as we know in science, the more you dilute a substance, the less number of those particles it will contain in the maximum dilution.
Yes.
Okay. So then, how do we differentiate whether homeopathy, this medication, is actually, having that therapeutic effect rather than just acting as a placebo? A placebo, students, is something that does not have any therapeutic value,
correct,
but will give you some sort of physiological response.
Correct.
And these, as we know in science, we know that these things can be modulated. That means pain receptors, or receptivity to pain, or like the general overall feeling of well-being, these can be modulated in the brain. So placebo effect is real. We know that this exists. So how do we differentiate?
Nice question actually. You can go through Baba Atomic Research Center site. They are working on it. Our medicines are working on the concept of molecular imaging, or you can say molecular memory. We are preparing it the effect is seen. That is why I said it is on a healthy human being. We are not taking any sick person. There is a protocol to be followed. If I want to select a prover, the prover has to go through a tedious, vigorous job of going through so many screenings, right from general practitioners to the psychiatrist.
So the studies are only done in humans?
Yes.
So what about cancer studies? How do you design drugs for cancer therapy?
Cancer therapy, actually, cancer therapy is being studied under, right now also the study is going on. It is with one trust in Mumbai, Sing Song of Life Trust and Baba Atomic Research Center. I really don't have that much depth idea about it, to be very frank, because I am into research till my curriculum is requiring.
As far as I know, ma'am, there is no such cure. There are studies.
No, it is a palliation.
Yes, there are studies, but
It
there
is a
no proven-
palliation. Everybody knows that. It is a palliation. It is, you can't say and you can't assure also patient. It depends the cure
So when we say things like, that yes, homeopathy is the medicine that we need to follow. So doesn't that discourage people from seeking actual treatment from
See, there are
allopathy?
so many factors. A cancer patient, when it comes to you, is already mentally disturbed.
I can understand palliative care. That means you are alleviating the symptoms
Yes.
for their benefit.
Yes.
But what about cure? When science already has cures for a lot of cancers nowadays.
Yeah,
when
even we have here in my college also, there are patients who are being brought, and there is a documentation which is given as, the medicine was given and they are showing the results.
Okay.
Now with one thing I can't say it is a cure. It requires a vigorous study.
Yeah, anybody else? Okay.
My mother is suffering from transverse myelitis, ma'am, from 3 years. Whether there is a medicine or treatment for that disease, transverse myelitis, in homeopathy?
I told you, we don't treat as a disease, ma'am. You have to come with the full file, and then the patient also, if it is, and then the full consideration as a person will be taken into considered.
Because we had done all the Ayurvedic treatment to her, Panchakama, Chikitsa and all the things. But still her case is the same. There is no improvements.
See, there are some limitations in every system. Every system has got some limitation. The other day, a couple came to our OPD wherein they were not getting conceived for 12 years. And she came, somebody told our hospital. I was also in doubt. I said, why like that? And somewhere that thought went. But after 12 years, that lady is conceived. Now, maybe I don't know what. Maybe that positive feeling in her. I don't know. Yeah. It is at Shiroda. You can take my phone number. You can communicate to me anytime. And you can come.
Whenever I go to homeopathic doctor, that reviews you said, no?
Lactose it is.
Very balls. So they add certain acidic thing like
That is the medicine.
that is the medicine. Okay.
The base there is alcohol.
Because of that only that.
Yeah.
Just one small question. You have started with the thing Ayush.
Yes.
With like Ayurveda, homeopathy and all.
Yes.
Can you just differentiate all this?
Yes, Ayurveda's principle is totally different. They believe that that is a Prakriti Chikitsa. That is, they believe that their belief is something different. We believe that human being as a whole. They believe that contradia contradictus is done with them. Yoga, it is related with some exercises pertaining to. Yoga also is a science. You can't be one day stretching yourself in whichever direction and say, I am doing yoga there. It is a science, so that's why now the degree is come in yoga. Here it is given at Kundalim Tapobhumi. The graduation course is being conducted, affiliated to Goa University, I think. For authentication, I am telling. I think affiliated to Goa University. Ayurveda, you know, they make use of churna and bhasmas and asavas as their drug, which is much in a cruder form than in any system of medicine. They also make use of all these plants, animals. Along with this, they have a supplementary treatment that is, like she said, panchakarma, buddhikarma. There are, I'm not the right person to talk much deeper into Ayurveda. Then comes yoga, then comes Siddha. Siddha and Unani are two different medicinal systems. They are having their own principles wherein they make use, one make use of more of mineral kingdom, only mineral kingdom is made use of. Then comes, and then last one is my homeopathy.
Yes, thank you, doctor. I think everybody will convince this. It was a very good lecture. She has conveyed the homeopathic very well, and most of you, I think there will be a lot of questions, and she has given the address. You can visit Shri Kamakshi Devi College.
Anytime.
Yeah, if you have more
Only
queries.
Saturday half day.
Yes. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of the organizing committee. Oh, one more question.
Oh.
Okay, ma'am, one last question.
Ma'am, as we know, diabetes is something of concern now. It is increasing like so much. How far is homeopathy towards the cure of diabetes? Or homeopathic medicine effective towards diabetes?
So many cases to prove you that it works. You are from which place?
University.
No, basically.
Mapsa.
Mapsa. You can come to my Panji peripheral OPD. I'll show you the cases. No, for your satisfaction. There were patients, there was a boy, 8 years old, diagnosed with diabetes mellitus. A mother came crying, "Ta कशी झाली ताका साखर म्हणून कळना." We also don't know. But then somehow he's showing a good. We have few medicines like Syngengium jambolicum, prepared from jamun. Then there are acetic acid. We have derived a very good medicine. So yes, it is showing effectiveness. Now after COVID also, when we go for recamping, the patient comes with the report saying that ते कमी जाला दोतोर साखर, ते परत म्हणजे कशें करपाचें. And it is not always that the medicine is given. Sometimes we give supplementary biochemics also to support the action of the medicines that we give. Because we have something called as deep acting remedies and superficial acting remedies. Superficial actings are usually given for state of condition per se, what it is. Whereas the deep acting are given based on the chronic history of illness. So with that we give. Yes, we have.
Ma'am, and one more small thing. As far as I knew about homeopathy, म्हाका अशी समज आशिल्ली की homeopathy, it increases the body's immune system so that your disease is cured by itself. As in the drug helps us in increasing our immunity. So, maybe slight a tricky thing. Does it ever happen ki extra reaction that maybe an autoimmune reaction takes place?
Extra means you means aggravation? Yes. I don't deny the fact. That is why I said, how excellent is your physician to do matching. If the matching is not done properly, and if a person is very sensitive person, sensitivity also depends. Sensitivity like how of a person also depends. If I look at him, why she's looking at me only? Sensitivity. If I look at her, see, two people. I'm just giving example. Now with this regard also, your sensitivity acts. If you are oversensitive person, these extra symptoms which are there in the remedy that is given, it will show a proving effect. And so we say aggravation. Nove symptoms आयले म्हाका दोतोर, पयलींचे आशिल्ले ते वचून. Everything depends on the matching of your symptoms, changes with the selection of the medicine.
First of all, thank you, ma'am, for such a lovely sessions. We were like completely engrossed in your session. I have a very general question. It was like actually I need the clarification. We now the cancer, which has become like a major illness in the world. So, what is your opinion that can the homeopathy be a solution to it? Not now as such, but like in a longer.
You are asking my personal opinion.
Exactly.
I believe that cancer, for cancer to come up in any patient, the reason is suppression. We suppress so many things in life. How it will come out? And if you have a tendency and if you have a genetic background, then it will spur up like anything. Somewhere genetic has a role to play. Somewhere, though the science is gone so far. If science is gone so far, then why can't we stop other things? Why can't we stop thoughts? This is the main cause of suppression. No? You go into suppression. I will tell you one small example. I was not the person as how you all look at me now. Very wild, very aggressive. But the day I took the chair, full renovation started. There is suppression of emotions at smaller level. So when I started reading our book, homeopathic system like Dr. Henneman's, Dr. Clark, Dr. Taylor Kent, they say that don't give suppression. Suppression gives rise to this growth. It is ultimately a growth, uncontrollable. It is destroying you. So whenever patient comes to me, I practice very rarely, I don't take many patients, but whenever any patient comes, I first tell them, let out things. Cry, hug, slap, dance, vent it out. Went out. That is my opinion about the cancer. Because I myself is scared of it. Because there are 2-3 major operations I have gone through. And now I am at such a phase that I am suppressing everything. I can't shout. I can't shout at my peon. They are not coming from tomorrow. So, I can't shout at maid. My new dress, that day she soaked with my son's shirt. It has become blue. I can't shout. Hardly 1,000 rupees. Why you want to shout at her? That is what I get to hear. So, suppress. I'm telling you, small things, suppression. You are a very systematic person. You go to buy something and you see something and you get something. 150 rupees, that fellow. Actually, your tendency is to go and shout at him, but you are not shouting. You are suppressing. See the level, and it is triggering the growth. Somewhere it has to come out. You can't keep it inside. That is my personal opinion. That is why I tell my students also. Sometimes I shout at them, they don't. And the next day, early morning, 9:30. Good afternoon, good morning, miss. I come to know something is wrong. I call them, come, went out, come. No, you are not the same miss like before. Nice. I can't be the same. I talk to them, you all will not believe, like small kids I call them. Because this is a generation whose care we have to take, your generation. Ours is gone. Very, very clearly it is mentioned in my system books that suppression is the causative factor for all these growths. Tumors, fibroids, keloids. Keloids, you all know? You get a cut, it heals. And again you see a growth there. Keloids. Then, again and again those styes, they come. Even dandruff is a part of suppression. We use oil, non-sticky oil. What it contains? Yes. Yeah. But according to my system, it is because of suppression. Suppression of maybe emotions or even pimples for that matter. If you all have gone and seen, we just gone, how it has happened. That is a bad tendency. In my system, it is said as it is a suppression. It reflects, it comes out, it tries to comes out somewhere or the other, because body cannot hold it. So all growths as per my system is because of, majority of the growths are because of suppressions.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to request Dr. Rupesh to kindly present ma'am with a memento as a token of love and appreciation. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Okay, so after 2 lectures, I think maybe you all have got a bit of a mental strain, maybe. I don't know, maybe you all must probably enjoyed the lectures also. So we'll just lighten the mood right now. Okay, so we'll just have a few spot prizes to go around. So just to keep you all in the mood. So I'll start with a very simple question. No, they have to come here. Okay, so if you all know the answer, you all come running to the stage. Yeah, only for students, no teachers allowed. No university students allowed. Yeah, and you'll get a nice pen as a prize. Okay, if you all answered correctly, it's a free pen. So who doesn't want a free pen? Okay, so one simple question I'll ask right now. I'll start with a simple question. Can anyone tell me what is the State Fish of Goa? You all have to come here, answer it. If you all know the answer, you all can tell me the local name also. Come fast. No, they have to come here.
Shivto.
That's correct. That's the right answer. Okay. So that was a simple question. I think you all must be knowing a lot of these answers, these general knowledge questions. I have a book of all these questions, so. Okay. Now, ma'am had given a very lovely presentation on homeopathy. I want to know from you correctly, what is the full form of Ayush? Full form. Everything. Come. Come, run fast. If anyone else knows the answer, if she gets it wrong, then you all should come running next.
Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathic.
Wow. Wonderful. Get a pen. Okay, so that's the full form of Ayush. Okay, next question, another easy question. Can anyone tell me who is the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX? If you all know, please come running down here fast. Did you answer just now? Same? No, if you have answered, then you don't get another chance. So if you have already answered, you don't get another, if you've already won a prize, you don't get another chance.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yes, that's right. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me the name of the element that is mainly used in batteries for electric vehicles? The name of the element that is used mainly in batteries for electric vehicles. Now, all this electric vehicles boom is happening right now. Many people are going for electric vehicles. What is the element that is used in these batteries? You have to come here and answer. You can have a race also and run over here. It's not just one person. If you all see running, then you all should keep sitting in there.
It's a lithium.
Yes, that's absolutely the right answer. Give a big round of applause. Yeah, the answer is lithium. That's what she said, lithium. There are a lot of questions, so I'm just seeing which ones I can. Okay. Can anyone tell me the full name of one of our most favorite presidents of India, that is APJ Abdul Kalam? What does APJ stand for in his name?
Abul Bakir Jalauddin Abdul Kalam.
That's absolutely the right answer. Get a pen. How many spot prizes do we have? Two more. Okay. There are more, but right now we have just two more left. So when you all go to the Jubilee Hall, there'll be more over there. We'll have one more question. You have question? Okay. Now, if you all have paid attention to ma'am's lecture,
Yes.
there's a question. Aniket will ask you the question.
Who has discovered homeopathy? Who is the father of homeopathy? Come here, come here. Whatever you know, come here. Anyone.
The preference is for the one who has not answered any question, I mean. This girl, you want to answer? Come.
Samian Heniman.
Okay, now with lines with the state fish, we recently got another state symbol. So one last prize we have, right? So another state symbol we got, and that is the state Butterfly of Goa. Can anyone tell me the name of the state Butterfly of Goa? I think last month only it was declared. So if anyone can just tell me the name of the state butterfly. Come on, bigger children. What about the bigger kids? The college kids, I mean. No, y'all are not allowed. Y'all are my kids. Quickly. Tick tock. Okay, if the students don't know, then I can ask the teachers probably. The teachers will have to come running down then, huh? You didn't answer, right? You didn't answer, no, before? Okay.
Malabar tree leaf. Malabar tree leaf.
Yeah, that's right. That's the Malabar tree nymph. Okay, give a big round of applause. So y'all can just Google it, Malabar tree nymph, see what it looks like. Y'all need to know what it looks like because it's the state symbol. It's a state butterfly. Okay, so obviously some important feature is there for that. Okay, you can find that out. Yeah, so right now we will be okay, so we have a short video for you all to play as part of this science exhibition. Okay, so this is something about aromatherapy. Okay, what ma'am was also explaining about. So this is a video which will just tell you, the gist of how aromatherapy works and, what are the uses of it. So if you all can just direct your attention over there, okay? And probably by 1 o'clock or so, we'll proceed for a lunch, okay? Yeah, we will announce once the lunch is ready and then we'll break for lunch after that. Thank you. It's not at a,
No, it is.
I think the...
No, wait.
I think it has something to do with the mixer, I think. It's the mixer.
Not coming.
Let's just remove it and put it in again. Yeah, I think he's someone.
Is there? ये सिलेक्ट
डिस्प्ले ना
ऑडियो पिन परत नाही कनेक्ट
ना हेडफोन हो ना तो खरा तेरे
दोन हात पर आहे ती ऑडियो पिन काढ मारे
काढी
ऑडियो पिन 30 सेकंड ऑफ कनेक्ट
यानी वाइल्ड मैरीगोल्ड की खेती बड़े उत्साह से कर रहे हैं।
जहाँ भी मक्की 15 कुंटल ये वहाँ 30
सुगंध और औषधीय गुणों से परिपूर्ण हल्दी तो हमेशा से भारतीय खानपान का अभिन्न हिस्सा रही है, मगर गुणकारी हल्दी के पत्तों से बड़े स्तर पर तेल निकालने के लिए प्रयास हाल ही में शुरू हुए हैं। और ऐसा हो रहा है क्योंकि देश भर के किसान एक सार्थक बदलाव, एक मिशन का हिस्सा बन रहे हैं, जिसके तहत किसान अपने खेतों में ऐसी फसल लगा रहे हैं जिनसे औषधीय गुणों से युक्त सुगंधित तेल तैयार किया जाता है। इस मिशन का नाम है अरोमा मिशन। जैसा कि नाम से जाहिर है, अरोमा यानी सुगंध। ये सुगंध हमारे आम जीवन का अभिन्न हिस्सा है। साबुन, तेल, टूथपेस्ट, कॉस्मेटिक्स, दवाइयाँ, खाद्य सामग्री, परफ्यूम्स, हम में से हर व्यक्ति इन वस्तुओं का उपयोग रोज हर दिन करते हैं। खुशबू के बगैर हम रोजमर्रा की इन चीजों की कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकते।
सुबह जब हम उठते हैं और हम ब्रश करते हैं तो वहीं से ये एसेंशियल ऑयल का रोल शुरू